the illusion of the self, awakening through anattā. What if the person you think you are doesn't really exist, not in the way you believe? In the heart of Buddhist philosophy lies a powerful truth, anattā, or no self. It's not a denial of your existence, but a piercing insight that what we call I, me, or mine is an illusion, a temporary gathering of thoughts, sensations, memories, and emotions, like a flame dancing for a while, then fading into the wind. From the moment we are born, we are taught to build a self, a name, a role, a reputation, an identity. We say, my career, my success, my pain, my story. And so we carry this burden everywhere. We fear losing face, we suffer when insulted, we crave recognition, all in defense of a fragile self that was never truly solid to begin with. The Buddha saw this clearly. He taught that clinging to the idea of a fixed self is the root of suffering. We attach to a body that ages, to emotions that shift, to thoughts that appear and vanish like clouds. We say, I am angry, but where is the I in that moment? Is it the anger, the body, the voice? Look deeply, and you will find nothing permanent, nothing unchanging to call self. Let's take a simple example. Imagine a wooden cart. Is the cart the wheels, the frame, the axle? Remove each part, and soon there is no cart, only scattered pieces. So too with you. Are you the body, the thoughts, the memories, the breath? When we look beyond the labels, we find only processes, impermanent, flowing, interdependent. Here's a story from a Zen monk. One day, he was criticized harshly in front of a group. Everyone expected him to react with anger. Instead, he smiled and said, "Thank you for your perspective." Later, when asked why he didn't defend himself, he replied, "Which self should I defend? The one you see? The one I imagine? Or the one that constantly changes moment to moment?" This is the liberation of anattā, not erasing yourself, but realizing that the self you cling to is not fixed. It is fluid, free, ever evolving. And in that realization, you are no longer bound by ego, fear, or pride. You become like a mirror, reflecting everything, clinging to nothing. The idea of no self may sound frightening at first, as if you're losing something precious. But in truth, you are gaining something far more powerful, freedom. Freedom from the story that says, I am not good enough. Freedom from the past that says, this is who I am. Freedom from the future that says, I must become this. When there is no fixed self to protect, you begin to live more honestly, more compassionately. You stop reacting from habit and start responding from awareness. You love without needing to possess. You act without craving applause. You forgive without keeping score. You let go, not because you're weak, but because you are no longer trapped. Practice anattā not as a theory, but as a meditation. When a thought arises, watch it, then ask, who is thinking this? When an emotion stirs, feel it, then ask, where is the self in this? You will see that everything arises and passes, and in that passing, there is peace. A bird sings, the wind moves, a thought appears, nothing clings, nothing stays, and yet everything flows in harmony, just like life itself. The teaching of no self isn't cold or void. It's the gateway to deep compassion. When you no longer cling to I or mine, your heart opens to others, not as strangers, but as reflections of the same impermanent dance. You begin to live as awareness itself, open, clear, present. You don't need to be anyone to be free. So ask yourself not, who am I, but rather, what arises when I let go of needing to be someone? In the silence of that question lies the answer, not in words, not in labels, but in presence. This is anattā. This is freedom. This is the beginning of true peace.